So, my name is Brother Dominic Wetzel, and I live at the Monastery of Our Lady of Mercy in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Our day begins, as most communities, we begin with prayer. So, at 7 in the morning, we gather in our chapel here at the Monastery of Our Lady of Mercy, where we pray our communal devotions, prayers to Our Lady of Mercy, St. Peter Nolasco, the morning offering. We then followed by morning prayer or lauds, and that is followed by the Mass. Afterwards, we join in the refectory for a light breakfast. I teach Spanish at St. John Newman St. Maria Goretti High School in South Philadelphia. A typical day in my school, I usually arrive around what would be second period for us. I go in, I prepare the classroom, I make the copies should I need to make copies, and I start writing the objectives and instructions for the activities I want on the board. Spanish 1, so it's 9th and 10th grade mostly. In high school, however, I've noticed that there are many opportunities to provide that instruction to the ignorant, to be a good role model and witness to people. I've also realized in my experience in high school that a lot of people come from broken families and they don't have those positive male role models to look up to. I'm there to offer advice. I'm there to help them, give them an example of how to behave as young men, and giving that witness that that there's more to life than just what's here and now. I have been teaching for 7 years. I was really inspired to be a teacher, really not so much by Mercedarians, but by a few other people in my life. When I was looking at religious communities, education was one of the apostolates that the Mercedarians offered, and I went with it. Our community was founded 800 years ago in 1218 by St. Peter Nolasco. He was a merchant who felt inspired after he had a vision of their Blessed Mother to visit and redeem Christians who had been taken captive by Muslims in Spain. So he petitioned the king to found a religious community dedicated really to buying back the slaves and helping them save their faith. So our charism became really to live that redemptive charity of Christ. We take a special fourth vow which from our beginning, even with St. Peter Nolasco, was to give our lives should it be necessary for their sake of redemption. Now it's not so much we focus on physical captivity as it is the spiritual captivities. So today our charism, living that redemptive charity of Christ, looks more of being a teacher in a school setting or being a pastor at a parish. While the priest, for masculine religious life, the priesthood can be a part of it, it's not the end-all be-all. For us, in our community especially, being a priest is just provides a greater opportunity of service. Of course, being a brother also has its greater opportunity of service. For me, I never really felt called to be a priest. I've always felt called to be a brother. So for me, what drew me also to the community life is that idea of having other people to share your life with, not just being by yourself. So I think really the best advice is to see to ask yourself, what do I want out of life? Can I follow my vocation faithfully without a support? In the afternoon, I usually dedicate some time to doing vocation office work. I will answer emails, make phone calls. I also do our social media posts and reply, like on comments that are made to our page. I try to do one or two Instagram posts a day, and I'll try to either use something a photo of members of the order, or if it's something that's kind of that could be a meme, I can use a meme. And I'm working with the website. So with the website, I look for information. I ask friars for their opinions with things, but I also ask them to share and contribute their vocation stories. We really wanted people to know about us. We're kind of small, so we don't have the fame of Franciscans or Dominicans. As Mother Angelica would say, there's never time to complete everything you need to do on your to-do list, but it's a good thing that doesn't happen. Really, the next thing on the time schedule is 4:45, where we pray. We make a visit to the Blessed Sacrament. We pray for the needs of our local community. And we pray the rosary and evening prayers or vespers together. That is followed then by dinner. Most of us in our house aren't really culinary gifted, so it's whoever can share their talent. Each week, some of us takes turns at serving the table. We also do the dishes together, and it kind of takes on the idea of helping build that community. After night prayers, a period kind of free time in a sense, where if you want to do prepare for the next day, study, or just relax, you're able to do so. 11:15 is kind of like the bedtime. So usually everything is shut down. We put down our computers, we put down our phones so that we can prepare for the next day. The most rewarding thing that I've found in religious life is the stability of it all. Regardless of the fact that we always have every 3 years the potential for change, there's still a great stability and a great comfort and peace, really, that I couldn't find when I was in the world. Being part of something that's even 800 years old, and coming in and realizing that you're not just one of many, but you're a crucial part